Hi everyone, my name is Kamuela Kaaihue, and today I'm going to be talking about sex and relationships from pages 273 to 280. So my overview, in here I'm going to be going more into how much romance is alive and well, even in contemporary dating, why early experiences of sex shape relationships, and how emotions are a part of sexual experiences. Also, how sexual gratification over time and with relationships can be different from one sexual experience to another. Today, people continue to seek out romance in their relationships. According to the book, it says, despite the rise of the hookup culture and friends with benefits relationships, romance is here to stay. That's going to be on page 273. But nevertheless, we cannot rely solely on casual dating and sexual partnerships for emotional connection, commitment, and intimacy. Emotional intimacy and romance still carry the primary place in many relationships. For most people, what they want is not just physical connections and attachments, but also love and attraction and strong romantic companionships. It tells us to continue spending this much time with each other, touching, feeling, practicing, all of that within romance. Sex can also help establish healthy relationships and is especially pivotal in initiating a two-sided relationship. In the book, it says having sex for the first time is a turning point in relationships and potential relationships, for better or worse. For others, it brings them closer emotionally and elevates intimacy and commitment in the couple. In other instances, it can lead to confusion or misaligned expectations if the partners fail to express the same experience to one another. This requires a communication plan among partners about expectations, feelings, and the comfort levels they have with intimacy. These very different emotional responses in a sexual scenario are very different for people to perceive. Both genders may experience a series of negative and positive feelings immediately after sexual intercourse, for good or for bad, according to the research. From this, we can infer that both genders experience emotions mixed with each other. The negative emotions like guilt, shame, or embarrassment for women in the literature are more than the positive excitement and happiness feelings for men. This array of feelings may fall largely to cultural expectations, societal mores, and sexuality. According to the textbook, it says that both men and women experience a variety of positive and negative emotions and early sexual encounters, but females are more likely than males to experience negative emotions such as sadness, guilt, or embarrassment, whereas males are more likely to experience more anxiety, but also more positive emotions such as pleasure, happiness, pride, and excitement. Sex and relationship satisfaction in long-term relationships. Sexual relationships are also crucial in long-term romances. So that means physical intimacy correlates quite a lot with emotional closeness in relationships. Nowadays, more and more couples are experiencing closeness and connection via physical intimacy. According to the textbook, though, it says that sexual interaction, including intimate kissing, touching, and sexual intercourse is a vital part of long-term relationships. For most people, sex, attraction, desire, romance, and love are closely intertwined. And studies show that sexual satisfaction can endure throughout one's life, even despite less frequent sex being shared as a couple progresses. Moreover, some differences in sexual desire and attraction between men and women have also been documented. Researchers say men are also more attracted to sexual opportunities and physical interaction, says the textbook. Take, for example, studies consistently show that men have a stronger sex drive than women, and that they experience greater sexual arousal in response to a short term sexual opportunity than women do. Results also suggest how men's sexual desires can be influenced by physical appearance, erotic contexts, and social practices. Women, on the other hand, might tend to consider a sexual object slash sex relationship more in the context of a relationship in terms of desire. But remember, except for the one to many ratio, these are general trends in research and people can diverge greatly. If we talk about sexually engaging people, heterosexual relationships typically differ from LGBTQ relationships about sexual behavior, attitudes, and etc. Although a lot of what we see in relationships may be quite similar in this respect, um, when it comes to sex, the textbook notes like straight couples, the vast majority of lesbians and gay men want intimacy and long-term committed relationships on page 278. There are also differences in sexual behavior found among different relationships. Research shows, for example, on average, gay men have more sex partners and engagement sex more often than lesbians or heterosexuals on page 279. However, regardless of the differences between them, the overall goals of intimacy, closeness to others, and meaningful relationships are strikingly the same across all kinds of romantic relationships. This is my engagement prompt and questions. So, how do you think communication about sex affects the success of romantic relationships? And do you believe open communication about intimacy strengthens relationships? Why or why not? References, and thank you.